Welcome to EIP Editing Office Hour Meeting 25. This is issue number 262 at EIP GitHub repository. Thank you, Sam, for joining us today, and thanks to all authors who have joined. So, Sam, if you would like, maybe we can go ahead with screen sharing.
Sure, yeah. So let's get into this. We have, do we have any authors here today that want me to look at their EIPs?
Yeah, right. So we are joined by Steven. Steven had 3 proposals for today's, and I think one is already merged. So let's go ahead with the second,
This
the PR
is
number.
the one.
This is the one here? Yeah, okay.
Yep, this one here is from my team.
Perfect. Yeah. Good. I think you've been through this rodeo enough times. I don't think there's going to be any problems with your proposal. Good. Test cases.
Yeah, this is the second one where we discover a huge improvement, so we had to propose one.
Yeah. This was the like multi-character emote problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like after getting to final, we discovered like we didn't support. We supported only like 40% of the current emojis.
Yeah. Okay. This is totally fine.
Yeah. With the next one, we learned our lesson and we're actually doing something in production first before trying to move it to final. But we think it should move to review now.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. So that was 7409. And did you have a third one or?
Yeah, one to move to review. It's 7508.
Sure, I can take a look at that one here. Okay, new utilities for 721. All right. Can be used by the smart contract without the need for the token to be aware of the external smart contract. For example, a token can represent a game character with a set of attributes. It can be used in an unrelated game with the same stats without the need for retrieving those attributes from an off-chain source. This ensures that the data the game is using is legitimate and not tampered with in order to gain advantage. Okay. So is this like a key value store that's like 2 levels of keys, one being like the token and address, and then a key value store per token address?
Yeah, the idea is that you can set any kind of property or attribute into any existing token, but it is the creator of the collection, the current owner of the collection, who sets which attributes are valid and who gets to update them.
Okay.
So it can be only the issuer of the collection or a collaborator they can configure, or the token owner, or some specific address. It's very flexible.
Makes sense.
And for to store string attributes, so for the keys, when they are strings, we have like an extra mapping where we map like the string keys to an ID. So we use that ID from then for the mappings instead of using a string, which is more expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense. So are the keys like namespace? So if it's set as a string initially, can it be updated to a non-string later, or?
That's a good question. I don't remember right now. I think you could use both actually.
Okay.
So you could have the same name for two different types of attributes, because on both setters and getters they define the type. So
Okay, so like the same key with a uint and the same, like, so if you had like the key A and a uint could have a different value than the key A string. That makes sense. Okay. 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 Pre-signed attributes. So this looks like 712. Is that, yeah, that this has to be 712. Hmm. What did you call it? You called it the pre-signed.
Yeah, I think we should include it. Definitely.
Yeah, because it looks like 712, but it doesn't explicitly say 712.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, otherwise I think it seems great. That's perfect.
Great. Thank you, Sam.
Cool.
So the next one is two proposals actually. They are 6808 and 6809. They both are merged to last call, and head author is Nick. He had some questions for you.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, so the speed at which we were merged was faster than anticipated. Um, with the pull request, before the deadline, how much sooner can we actually merge into final?
So when you set your last, so sorry, which PR did I just merge for you?
It was it was 7685 and 7686
All right.
for ERC or EIP 6808 and
Yeah, so anytime after your last call deadline, you'll be able to open a pull request to move it into final.
okay.
Yep. Make sure that there are no changes left that you want to make, because once it
Mhm.
goes final, there's no editing it.
All right. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Next, we are joined by Conrad, and the PR number is 7484.
7484. All right. Did you have any particular
Hi.
questions? Hey.
No, I didn't have any particular questions actually. I was just wondering if you could take a look at kind of merging the initial draft basically.
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. Where's Street adapters for smart accounts? So, based on the description in your abstract, this is like an auditor can vouch for a particular smart contract and say, I believe this is secure, and then another smart contract can check this registry when somebody adds a plugin and then determine whether it's secure or not.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Kind of more generally, it's like an attestation registry. So you could also use it for non-security related kind of attestations, but that's
Okay.
the main use case.
Have you seen the Ethereum attestation service?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
our code is actually, or our reference implementation is actually inspired or took a lot of inspiration from the EAS.
Perfect. Okay.
But made
Just
some
wanted to
like
check.
specific
Yeah.
tweaks. Yeah. Nice.
So, Resolution of security.
Actually, I had a question on that comment.
Sure.
Is this true even if kind of we mention 6900 as an example of kind of like one implementation? Is this
Yeah,
like
yeah. So,
okay?
like for example, if you mention 6900 and today it's an example of, a 4337 account or whatever, but
Mhm.
in 2 weeks, the author of that EIP could completely change the meaning of it, and then your link wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
So it's just
Okay.
about like you want to kind of move them together to final.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because we didn't specify that this EIP requires it because it's not in the specification. But that makes sense anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Pro solution is security considerations for shipping with less module developers. That the permissions of the module is required. Certain statements about the security of modules and can be required on chain. Create on-chain attestations. Okay. On-chain attestations made about the security of module and on-chain. Okay. Well, that seems fine. So, an adapter is used for smart contracts to smart accounts to query the module registry before using the module. In order to be smart account must implement the adapter either natively in the account or as a default module that is installed in the same account deployment. All right. Checks this. Okay. Okay. What do you call it? The attestor, the attestee, attester. There we go.
That's right.
Yeah. So if I put the comments over here, it's like not editorial related. It won't affect getting merged or not. So it's just my very poor technical review. Verify function returns.
Sounds good. We've actually, towards your comment, we actually got that feedback already and implemented that. I think it should be just above the comment you're looking at now. Yeah, so
Okay.
the registry must revert. Yeah.
Well then.
Thank you.
I will just get rid of that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that all looks good. So the only other thing is, this is always like a bit of a subjective kind of concern. So you don't really need to, there's no objective answer to this, is basically what I'm going to say. But why does this need to be an EIP? So if you were to, deploy your registry somewhere and, tell everybody how to use it, publish documentation, everybody could read your documentation and integrate with your adapter. So generally EIPs are meant to coordinate between, independent people who need to interop, but for this, it seems like everybody would be interoping with this one registry. So in your motivation, you should probably set out like some kind of explanation for why this needs to be an EIP. And maybe the answer is it needs to be an EIP because, that's the best way to get visibility for it. And that's an okay answer. But that is just something that I'd like to see a little bit more in here is, if there's going to be one registry adapter, why does it need to be a standard?
Yeah. I think that makes sense. We actually thought about that quite a lot as well. Like before, kind of taking the step to make it into an EIP as well. And actually, I think like the most straightforward answer is kind of a bit weird in that if the EIP works, then there's only a single registry that everyone uses, and because of that, like the adapter is actually like very straightforward to build. But there could also be a case, and this is quite likely, even if the EIP kind of is there, that people build alternative registries. And then the kind of like the use case of the EIP is that even though these registries kind of like do their own work or kind of like resolve these attestations or whatever in specific ways, all of these adapters for the like smart accounts or smart contract wallets are kind of like make all of these existing wallets kind of backwards compatible with the registries that pop up.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of weird in the sense that like if it succeeds, then there isn't a need to kind of like standardize because there's only a single entity.
Right.
But actually, like without the proposal, there might be more entities, and then
Yeah,
it
that'll
would
try
have
to do
made
the
sense.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a bit weird to explain, but yeah, I think that makes sense to kind of like rethink the motivation and bring that to light better.
Perfect. All right. Where are we off to next, Pooja?
So the next one is with the author Bofu here, and the PR number is 7682.
Yes, hello.
Hey. Did you have any particular questions about
Yes.
proposal? Okay.
I saw there is a change request from the Panda Pip. So he mentioned that we should specify which metadata should be extended. Then I also provide a feedback. So I think I just want to clarify. I pass a link in the Zoom chat, and it's a comment. And I reply Panda Pip's input. So I want to know, should we mention the idea in the comment clearly, or should I really narrow down this EIP to the specific EIPs?
So that whether it's specific or not is up to you. Let me give this a read, and I will give you a better answer.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Make the proposal public. Okay. CIP proposes a standardized approach to declaring mining. So mining here is not in the blockchain sense of the word mining.
Yeah, it's more AI and ML data mining. So this, I think the idea of this EIP is if I'm the content creator, so when I create my digital content, then I have some ways to register my provenance. The one is I can just register and as the on-chain metadata. So so I can, in this case, I can leverage the EIP 7053 or I can also mint the ownership over the license NFT. Then it will go to the traditional NFT EIP like the 721 over 1055.
Standards approach to declaring mining preferences for digital media content. ERC. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think I understand PandaPip's kind of concern here. Without giving like an exact which metadata you're basing off of, it's hard to tell where to insert this mining preferences blob. So like in I think 721. Where's the metadata here? So I'm assuming it would just be in this properties array here for 721, right?
Yes, so for 721 and for like 7053.
Okay.
So because I think I'm not sure it's like because like 721 is super popular, so many standards or EIPs will base on it. So so the idea is I trying to mention as the first layer of the standard, lower layer as possible, so that I don't need to mention a lot of all the standards because it's not possible, and always there will have the new standards come in. So I trying to make this proposal as feasible enough as possible. So I think that's the idea.
Yeah, so like I do understand why you don't want to tie to a specific EIP. So maybe what you could do here is just include a few examples of um, like integrating with other. So you could be like, here's an example of a 721 token that has a mining preference. Here's an example of an 1155. That might satisfy a Panda Pip here. If you haven't already, maybe you have. I'm not sure. Examples. Yeah. So.
I see.
Okay, okay, accessible. So. Okay, properties allowed. Okay, the motivation. Okay, well, that's okay. Declaration of money. Okay. Yeah, so I can't really force you to because obviously it's your standard, but I would very much recommend finding a different term than like mining preferences. Just because mining is a very specific term in block space. But otherwise, I think this looks really good. Just a few small things, and it should be good to merge.
Yeah, and thank you for the input and for the rationale here. I want to consult you is about the adoption. So because like I mentioned in there is actually there are some ways we can mention how the data be used for the AI ML training. So we trying to refer to many existing standards, including the C2P standard. So that's why so we trying to leverage the existing standards and trying to summarize which we think that's the currently that's the one of the best way to mention the usage of the data here. So is it kind of the rationale or is still like the motivation?
So like, so the motivation would be why you want to include AI consent into smart contracts. Whereas the rationale would be like why you chose to base it off a particular standard versus a different standard. Does that
Yeah.
kind of clear it up a little bit?
Yeah. So I think my understanding is that rationale is explain the technical decisions. So yes. So and for the adoption part, I think our decision is we trying to respect the existing standards. So that's why we do not define the like some format by ourselves. Instead, we try to extract the existing standard from the existing standards. Yeah, so that's in the adoption part. So, but
Yeah. So I think,
but
reading this again, I think adoption seems fine here.
oh, I see.
Yeah. So what is this? Is this like a standards body or? No, it is. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, this standard described how to inject the metadata into the digital media locally. So it's just like every different media format like JPEG, PNG, they will have different headers. Yeah, so C2P just you can think it's kind of the spec mentioning how to inject the metadata in the content header.
Okay. So yeah, I would just maybe let me go back over here. Okay, yeah. So yeah, adoption is totally fine to stay in rationale, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
there is a, yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's just it might not be like moving it that's important. It might just be rewording it so that it doesn't sound like you're talking about the whole proposal. And I think that would probably be the best change. Let me just update my comment here. Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool.
So I think there is an issue that is a 7700, which is related to this pull request. I wonder if it is by team of Bofu, and if that is there a question?
Let me check. Actually, I don't know about this issue actually, because I also don't know who is the Mike H333.
Yeah, I think there's a spam bot that just
Spam
copies
bot.
people's comments. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. But
No
actually,
problem.
I really don't know who they are. The only thing I know is that I saw this EIP was posted on the Reddit, so I guess it attracts some people from the crypto community to be here.
No problem. We just wanted to make sure it is a spam and not any member of your team, so we can delete it. Thank you, Sam, for deleting that.
Yeah, I can promise that we didn't do any spam bot.
Oh no, we don't think it's you. It's just we wanted to make sure that you weren't asking a question.
Yeah, but no, just try to be clear. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think there are a bunch of other pull requests. Those are added in agenda. I don't see author present on the call, but they have requested this to be reviewed in the chat. I mean, in the comment section of the agenda.
Oh, all right.
So
So Get back to the agenda here. All right. So just go through these ones here, or were there ones in the comments?
I think there is only one last call. Let's go review that, and then we'll come to the
Sure.
PRs requested by authors.
Let's call 0927. Okay. Okay, so this probably actually needs to be updated. Unless that one's also being pull requested. Let's check that first. So 5568. Okay. So 5568 has not been updated. And it's in review. Okay. So this can't move until that is changed. Okay, 5269.
So the next one requested here is 7535.
735. All right. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we have somebody adding themselves as an author. Do we have an author approval? We don't. This is core. Okay, so this has already been approved by Gender, so this should merge. It just needs okay, so they approved it. Okay. So let's see, everything's passing there. Good. Cool. Neat.
And the next one is 7336.
7336. Dread for cross. Okay. International universal domain namespace interface allowing for interactive capabilities across multiple registers like ENS. To facilitate on-chain registry entries, each entry in the structure adopts a mapping type allowing for interactive capabilities across multiple registries. NFT accounts. Okay. What did I say that was? Review. Probably say NFT accounts. Registry entries each entry structure adopts a mapping type. Okay. The necessity for a unified method of data retrieval across various is apparent. Seamless reading data from one registry to another, effectively linking chains of information is proposed. Single deployed contract can retrieve records from different combinations of registries such as CNS, the registry for registry for okay. This is a singular contract that enables the retrieval. Okay. Okay. Typical flow. Following. Okay. Results. Res address, res text, res. Okay. Okay, this reference implementation. Neat. And then down here we can say all right. So there's interactive across multiple registries.
Right.
I think I'm probably going to call it for today, unless there's anything else that needs to be done.
So, I mean, it's fine. It's not like we don't have author present here, but there are a few miscellaneous PRs which are not a status change, but they are just a small changes
Oh,
to
yeah,
existing
okay.
PRs.
Yeah, I can go through some of those.
Two six two, yeah.
Just these ones here, preventing circular block situation with initialize.
In that case, I'll probably head out. Thank you for answering the questions, and you guys have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Looks like they are just waiting and they are not waiting on any specific review.
Yeah, so this is technically waiting on an author review. And it looks like the author does not want it merged. So I'm going to say
Actually, I see Oren as an author listed for ERC 6551, and he had made some changes here.
yeah, looks like some spelling changes.
Right. So, I
And
mean,
is
like,
Jaden Windle an author? Yes. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna prefer to close it, and then if they want to reopen it, they're welcome to.
okay. All right, in that case, where we do have a couple of more core proposals, they also seems to be like small changes, but again, approved by author, I guess.
So this one needs an approval from AXIC.
But I think Gumbo is also the author for that.
No, oh,
Let me see. Oh no, it's only for
Yeah.
AXIC. Okay, I'll let them know. I have a call with the team, so I can let them know.
yeah, I can just put a comment on here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave that one.
Almost similar. I think it's
Yep.
for the same proposal.
Yeah, okay, I won't make the same comment again.
Okay, so the last one here is for Charles. I think they are just waiting to be merged.
Yeah, it looks like just needs a review from the authors. Yeah, I'll just ping Panda about this. All right, so I will take care of that one when I hear back from Panda. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
Sam.
guess I'll see you all in 2 weeks.